alongside will challenge for 5th place as they work across the start-finish line and take the white flag. This is going to be a dandy one. They go back to 1.
Sterling Marlin stretches out his lead over Jeff Gordon now by nearly 3 car lengths. Here's Ricky Rudd back in 3rd, sneaking up on Jeff Gordon, trying to get a run on him. But instead, Gordon blasts out, pulls right up on the rear deck of Marlin. Now he drops to the inside. They're racing for the lead.
Here's Gordon all the way down to the inside lane of the backstretch. He has the momentum. He gets by to the inside of Marlin. Now Marlin and Dale Jarrett to the high side.
If Jarrett's got the muscle, he's going to show it here. Jarrett to the outside. He'll climb the banking between 3 and 4. Gordon's down low. Marlin's now back to 4th. It's Jarrett off turn 4 with the lead.
Here they come off the corner. Bobby Labonte hits the wall. Ricky Rudd spins. Here they come to the stripe as Rudd's car turns over on its roof. Dale Jarrett wins the Bud Shootout from the last starting spot as a crash off turn 4 on the final lap sees Ricky Rudd sliding on the roof of his machine from the midway point of the short stretch from turn 4 all the way almost to the start-finish line. It is Dale Jarrett who survives the last lap scramble and wins the Bud Shootout of 2000 at Daytona. After Jeff Gordon made a move on Sterling Marlin down the backstretch, Jarrett took advantage in the traffic jam and comes out with the win.
Ricky Rudd's car did get airborne, flipped up on its roof, as Alan told you, slid all the way down the front straightaway, has come to rest on the apron of the racetrack right here in front of the grandstand. It did not appear any other car hit him as the car was sliding on its roof, and Ricky's about to climb out of the car with the help from the safety crews down there. That is the second time Ricky's took quite a ride. Remember the spin he took in Bud Moore's car many years ago. But Ricky is out. He's on his feet, waving to the crowd and walking away. Man, he took a ride in that finish. You're not going to see him any better than that.
Wow. What a finish. Off of turn 4 in the jam-up of traffic, it looked like Bobby Labonte might have got nipped. He bounced off the outside wall, turned sideways, and that sent the traffic spinning. Rudd hit the outside wall. His car turned over on its roof and slid, had to be, 1,500 feet on the roof, stopping just shy of the start-finish line. Ricky has climbed from the machine. Bobby Labonte's car stopped just past the start-finish line, and the safety workers are there. And through all of that, Dale Jarrett and Jeff Gordon slugged it out off turn 4, with Jarrett starting 15th and last and winding up in victory lane, winning the Bud Shootout of 2000.
If the second-place driver dumps the leader, then he doesn't get the win.
For every issue in NASCAR, there are many opinions.
I certainly would not say that he got dumped.
And each weekday, Ned Jarrett's World of Racing helps you form yours, getting raw reaction from today's NASCAR newsmakers.
Where before you could count on him hitting something or someone, now he's not making those mistakes.
I'm Joe Moore. Join me for Ned Jarrett's World of Racing, weekdays on the Motor Racing Network.
Dale Jarrett raced his way into the 2000 Budweiser Shootout in the qualifying race, then spoiled everyone's party by winning the main event, snatching the pot of money from the previous season's field of pole sitters. Now let's rejoin the MRN Radio broadcast team as they talk with many of the dejected drivers and one elated one down at Victory Lane.
What a finish to the Bud Shootout of 2000. At the Daytona International Speedway, Dale Jarrett won the qualifying race earlier today, started 15th in the field. For most of the first part of the race, just didn't look like he was going anywhere. But he winds up in a last lap scramble, heading to victory lane, taking the checkered flag after a wild finish to this event. It'll be Jeff Gordon finishing second, Sterling Marlin third, Tony Stewart fourth, and Kevin LePage fifth. The rest of the top 10 will be Ken Schrader, Joe Nemechek, Rusty Wallace, Kenny Irwin, and Ward Burton. And Barney, that all started about lap 22 when Jeff Gordon, when they started to mix it up for the lead up in turn 4, and Jeff Gordon made a move to get up to second behind Sterling Marlin. When they came to the white flag, Gordon looked to make the move on Marlin down into turn 1. Got all the way onto the apron on the back straightaway. Marlin ran him all the way to the grass down the backstretch. While that was going on and they were occupied with each other, Dale Jarrett went up the outside. Gordon cleared Marlin in 3. Gordon and Jarrett side by side around 3. Jarrett clears him off and beats him to the start-finish line. What a finish.
And he made some great moves up there from the middle of turn 4 back to the dog leg. Again, Ricky Rudd's car did get flipped on its roof, slid all the way down the front straightaway. Ricky climbed out of the car with the help from the safety crews, walked to the ambulance, and we'll get a word or a report, hopefully, from Ricky here before we go off the air. And again, but that's kind of a preview of what we're going to see in the Daytona 500.
Wow.
Oh, man.
Wow.
We're in for some great racing between now and the end of
And we hope to hear from Ricky Rudd in just a minute or so about his wild ride off that final corner. While we get together with Ricky, why don't we take a look at how they finished in the 22nd Bud Shootout.
Dale Jarrett squeezed around that final lap to win the Bud Shootout here this afternoon. His total payday, I believe, for today will go well over $140,000. Jeff Gordon finished second. Sterling Marlin ran third. Tony Stewart finished fourth. Fifth went to Kevin LePage. Kenny Schrader finished sixth. Seventh went to Joe Nemechek. Rusty Wallace finished eighth. Kenny Irwin was ninth. Ward Burton was 10th. It was Bobby Labonte coming home in 11th position, and David Green was the last car to finish on the lead lap. Ricky Rudd finished in 13th position. 14th went to Mike Skinner, and Mark Martin finished in 15th.
Time of the race, 21 minutes and 43 seconds. Had 4 lead changes among 4 different drivers in this one. And the winner, Dale Jarrett, led only the one that counted most, the very final lap. He started 15th and last in the race. Margin of victory, 0.261 seconds for Jarrett over Jeff Gordon. And the Bud Shootout of 2000 is history here at Daytona International Speedway. And before we turn our attention on to the Gatorade 125s and the other events of the upcoming week, let's take a quick check into the garage and see if any of our reporters has caught up with one Ricky Rudd, who took that wild ride down toward the checkered flag off turn 4 on the final lap.
And indeed, Alan, he has just come from the Infield Care Center, and Ricky is talking to some of the media, and that was a wild ride. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm sure it looked a lot more wilder than what it was inside the car. The biggest thing, there was a lot of sparks in the car, and I was trying to keep my eyes closed so I didn't get sparks in my eyes, but it looked bad, but it really wasn't a violent ride at all. Just hated that we were in that position to be upside down there late in the race, but a lot of guys racing for the win, and I don't think anybody to blame, just too many cars in the same spot at the same time.
What did happen?
I honestly couldn't tell you. They got jammed up with 4 to go. I can tell you what happened up to 4 to go. And I was going to make my move with 2 to go. And it told Dale, 2 to go, let's go. 4 to go, Sterling got out of shape a little bit down in turn 2, just a little bit. And I decided, well, either I got to slow up a little bit, let him gather it up, then the whole pack behind me could go by, or I make my move now. So I decided to make my move now. Then, and when I did, nobody went with me, and I was stuck there, and then Jarrett and all those guys went to the outside with Schrader pushing them. So at that point, it was sort of a free-fall.
And Ricky Rudd is okay, but a little shaken, but he showed him he was here today, too, and had a very good race car, had a shot to win this thing. Ricky Rudd out of the Infield Care Center and is fine.
Spangler for her scoring and statistical work help here for our Bud Shootout broadcast. And the voices you heard call the action of the race this afternoon: Joe Moore, Kurt Becker, and Eli Gold in the corners, Jim Phillips, Winston Kelly, and Marty Snyder in the pit and garage areas. For Barney Hall, Alan Bestbrook saying so long from Daytona, where Dale Jarrett has won the 22nd Bud Shootout.
The 2000